Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at doing some special effects with our text. Well, we're going to get into the really good stuff as well shortly, but in this one I just want to talk about there's three really good things that you can do. Now, as I've already explained in the previous lecture, it's always best to change your text so they are an image, and you do that, if you've forgotten, you do that by clicking on the layer where the text is, going to layer and clicking on rasterize layer. I've already done that here, so the text is already an image, so we can now manipulate it a lot better, because this cover is the size of the cover that I recommend, 1850 wide by 2500 pixels high. So when you type your text in using the text tool here, the maximum size is 130, so this is the largest it will get on the screen. This is Verdana font, although it might be different sizes depending on the font you choose, but they won't get, that's not very big, on the cover, so you want it to be larger. Easy to do that. So once you've selected the layer, remember it's not all this white. All that is appearing here is the actual letters. Okay, so if I was to move these letters around the background, if that was a picture there, you would see that would be transparent behind the letters. So what I want to do is I usually try to get it about the middle. You'll see why. If we go to image, sorry, I beg your pardon, edit, and we're going to be using these two here. But free transform, click on that, and it shows these little dots here. If we move your mouse over them, you'll see that they are turned to little double-headed arrows, meaning that you can drag these out. Now, if, it's not so probably important as it is with an image. If you're wanting to enlarge an image and you wanted it to keep it in proportion so it doesn't change the shape, I think I already explained this, but it's worth repeating. You press and hold down your shift key first, and whilst that's held down, then you would click on one of the corners and drag that out, and that would keep it in proportion. Now, if I was to do that again without holding the shift key, I can do whatever I want and create all sorts of weird effects I can pretty much do almost anything I want with that. Okay, I can change and manipulate that. When I'm happy with my changes, I click outside this area. Okay, so click here, and I can click yes to accept the changes, no to not accept it, so it'll go back to what it was, or cancel, which would, in fact I'll show you. If I go cancel, that takes us back into where I was editing. But if I click outside there, save changes, it will save what I've done. And remember, don't panic. If you've made a mistake, I can click here and that will undo it. If I click back there, that will redo it. Cool, eh? Right, so distort, that's another one. So we've got edit, the one below transform is free distort. So that one, if we drag any of these corners, we can do this. So we can have all sorts of effects with our text, making it look different. Okay, so we can have all sorts of weird effects, as you can see, with our text. Okay, so to make it look really good, you can get some really good things just by playing around with this. Okay, you can have it like that, so it's going off into distance, perhaps a little bit too tight, so move that sort of that way. You can just have a play around with this. As you can see, that looks quite good. It's a 3D effect of your text, so that can look really good and unusual. On books, obviously make sure it's readable, of course. You don't want it to, so people are looking at it and they don't know really what it says, so I'd probably have that a little bit more this way. So try to keep it, use your judgment to work it out so it's all right. There we are. So that one probably needs to come that way just a tad. Okay, we could actually have that. Okay, but I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to click side and go no, because now I want to show you something else. Now, I actually had a cover design before, mentioned this, and it was this book cover. I think I showed this in a previous lecture, and it sold very, very well. And I think partly due to, it was a nice design, but what made it different was this diagonal text. Now, before I discovered how to rasterize the text into an image layer, I couldn't, despite all my efforts, work out how to do angled text, but with this it's really easy. So with the text layer selected, edit, go into the free transform. Now if you move it here, it's an arrow, but if you move it slightly away, you'll see it turns into like a circular arrow, and it's the same on there. Okay, doesn't do it on the sides, I don't think, no, but it does it on the corner. So if I was to click that and hold my mouse key down and do that, you will see I can turn the text around. You could even, if I suppose, turn it upside down if you want to, but you can actually have that and have the text looking really good. If you want to, what you could do is you could do that one. After that, you could distort, just move that one down a bit and move that one up a bit, so to make your text look a little bit like that. How about that? So there we are. That's some basic things that you can do with resizing and changing the angle, the direction of your text and the shape of your text.